Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
Wow, what an amazing morning. That's right, it's all about the heroes. This is today's heroes. These are the real heroes. These are the ones that are making a difference. They may be mentoring others. They may be building, expanding companies. They may be inventing new products, services, but I'll tell you, they're definitely leaving their mark. They're helping their neighbor. Nothing is too small to make a difference in the lives that we touch, and we need more positive communication, more people touching one another in a positive way in not just local community, not just neighborhoods, not just states, but literally worldwide. And that's what this show is about. That's the motivation behind it. Now, what an incredible show and morning it's been. We had the world-renowned authority on personal development and human behavior. He was featured in the movie The Secret, Dr. John Martini. We also had the CEO, founder of Kona Ice, with over 700 franchise locations. Not only that, we had another hero just before this interview who is the former president of UPS International, being responsible for 65,000 employees. Can you imagine that? Just imagine. Now, our next hero. Oh, what an incredible background and some really cool things going on that we're going to talk about. Victor Allison, who could be reached at Pradium-advisors.com. Now, let me spell this out. So listen carefully. Pradium-advisors.com. But don't worry, our episodes will be on Eliances.com, so you will be able to reach him. You'll be able to see what's going on by going to Eliances.com. So good morning to you, Victor. You're the president of Pradium Advisors. First thing I got to ask you is, Pradium, such a unique name. What does it mean?
David, thanks so much for having me here today. I'm super excited. Pradium is a Latin word, and it loosely means real estate, and I am a real estate advisor, particularly in the multifamily field.
So what does that exactly mean? We've got a lot of listeners that are in real estate, maybe investing in real estate and so on. But what does it mean to be an advisor of that?
Well, David, we take a little bit of a unique tack. We usually work with investors as opposed to sellers. And essentially, we match investors to multifamily properties that they'll want to buy. And what that means is that we go through a little bit of an interview process, find out the acquisition criteria of properties that they've bought before and properties that they'd like to own, and we match them to properties out there in the marketplace that meet those criteria.
And are these properties, are they located in a specific area, specific city? Could they be in a specific state? How does that work?
Well, we're licensed in Arizona, so we focus on Arizona and specifically the Phoenix metro area.
Now, what about size in that too? Are these ones that, do I have to have, gazillion dollars to use your services or what?
No, we'll work with the smaller investor. In fact, just this week we closed a property that was just 3 units.
Three units.
Okay. But it was they're developers. They plan to knock it down and build something new there. So they've got much bigger plans than just to be an owner of 3 units.
So it does vary because depending
Absolutely.
upon the thing, it's not just the gigantic, it's not just the small, but you cover all areas and
Absolutely.
facets. How do you know about how to match them up with the appropriate property that's a fit? I look at your services as a professional matchmaker, right? I mean, you're trying to match them. How do you do that?
That's essentially right. And really what it comes down to is, one, you have to know the investor, and that's the process that I explained earlier. And secondarily, it's knowing the product, knowing what's out there, knowing who owns what kind of an operator they are, and what condition the property is in. Investors are looking for all different things. Some are looking for stability. Most are looking for upside. And it's just a question of finding the right property to match to the investor.
Absolutely incredible. And you certainly have the credentials for that, too. I mean, you're a graduate from the University of Calgary. You have a master's of environmental design. That's a big deal. Architect, Master of Environmental Planning, so you certainly learned a lot in school. In fact, too, is you have a master's degree project was integrated bioclimatic design.
Yes, that's quite a mouthful. Essentially, what I did in that was to match climate data to a passive solar designed building. And you can take the climate data from any particular location, put it into several computer programs that I designed, and out at the end pops different strategies to keep the building in check with the specific climate where it's located.
Incredible. Just don't ask me to repeat that.
Absolutely. I get it.
And you could reach Victor by going to Pradium-advisors.com or Eliances.com, because you're listening to Eliances Heroes on Money Radio AM 1510 and FM 99.3. Are you a hero in business? Are you doing something for the community? Are you making a change? Are you motivated? You need to go to Eliances.com. That's the place where entrepreneurs align. Eliances.com. Now, Victor, many people complain about traffic, how long it takes them to get to work, how hard it must be. We have many that are driving right now. Maybe there's an accident in front of them and just maybe frustrated. However, they're listening to the show, so it's helping them get through that traffic, and they're going to make sure they listen to the whole show. But why don't you share, Victor? Share your story with us, so the next time somebody thinks about traffic that they have, why don't you share your story about how long it took you to go to work, day after day, and how long and how hard it was?
Well, I think you're referring to the time I worked in the Arctic. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. The freezing cold Arctic.
The freezing cold Arctic. Well, people have different definitions of the Arctic. People think of, here in America, think of Alaska. Well, I was about 500 miles further north than Alaska. And to get there, it was a airplane flight to Resolute Bay, which is a place where nobody's ever heard of. And then from there, getting on a Twin Otter plane, that's a small two-engine plane, and flying several hundred miles further north, landing on the frozen ocean.
Right, because it didn't stop there, so you've landed. Then what?
I've landed on the frozen ocean. We're in a camp, and every day the helicopter would take us to work. So it's flying 10, 20, 30 miles away from the camp. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Essentially, we're on the ocean. It's flat. It looks the same in every direction, and we're surveying for gas and oil deposits.
And how cold was it?
Typically minus 40 degrees. Plus, there's wind chill. So we're quite bundled up, as you can imagine. Growing rime on our beards. Everybody had a beard to help protect from the cold, and my job involved essentially walking in the cold, between 10 and 20 miles per day, surveying a line.
So make sure you think of Victor this summer when you're sweating and everything like that, and you think how hot it is. We've got a little less than a minute left, Victor. You're a member of Eliances. You've been to our round tables, our grand tables. You're very involved with the community. With a little less than a minute left, why don't you share with our listeners, because there could be somebody out there that may not have heard of Eliances, what it's meant for you to be part of it?
Well, first, without Eliances, I wouldn't be here. I've never been on the radio before, so what kind of an opportunity is that? Second, there's an incredible cadre of people who are members of Eliances, people that I would have never had a chance to meet had I not become a member. So it's one of those organizations that I highly recommend to anybody who's in business.
Excellent. Well, Victor, you're our hero on the Eliances, and make sure you go to Eliances.com, and thank you again to LoopyDocs.com for all your editing needs. She is the producer on the Eliances side. That's LUPIDOCS.com. I'm David Cogan, and I'm always bouncing off the wall. Go to Eliances.com, where entrepreneurs align.
You have been listening to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups. To present your superpower, visit www.eliances.com. to unmask Eliances heroes' secret identities. Be sure to tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. right here on Money Radio 1510 and 99.3 FM.